Welcome back to the Hershey Center outside of Toronto in Mississauga. And we are getting ready for the pairs free skate. First medals to be awarded at this MasterCard Skate Canada International. Our pairs expert, Debbie Wilkes, is with us. And we also have the top two teams in the world, Julia Shen and Hongbo Zhao of China. They have been the class of the world over the last couple of years, but they have been pushed by the young Russian pair.
Absolutely. In fact, remember, just a year ago, Topmianina and Marinin won this event and beat Shen and Zhao at the Grand Prix final, so it's anything but for sure. And based on the performance from last night's short program, I'd say it's anybody's gold medal. We saw a lot of interesting questions arise from the event in the short program. Looks like the judges have got the technical stuff down very well. Langlois and Arquetto, our top Canadian team, fared very well in their short program. They had a slight mistake coming out of the side-by-side spins, something which cost them quite dearly, as a matter of fact. Loss of unison right here. But then the footwork section was electric. Musical, lots of turns in many different directions. Always skated very, very closely together.
Finished fifth in the world in Washington, Langlois and Arquetto. Shen and Zhao, two-time world champions. Topmianina and Marinin in second place. Langlois and Arquetto, they had a terrific start to their season last year. Their only disappointment was at the national championships when they finished second. But this is a young team, Langlois and Arquetto still, and we'll see Marcoux and Bunton as well. A young team that seems to be getting better and better.
Everything's coming together. I think, too, the judging system, the new judging system, we're getting a handle on it. Watch for more consistency in the levels of difficulty. I think what we're seeing is a real experimentation, too. The judges need to get much more confident, more experience, so that we see some distinction in those program components. Otherwise, if we're not seeing what we believe is the right result, credibility once again becomes an issue.
Another young team, Putnam and Wirtz. We'll watch them tonight. Sean Wirtz's birthday, by the way, and Marcoux and Bunton on the ice getting ready to skate. The pairs free skate is next on TSN. And of course, highlights from here at the MasterCard Skate Canada International. We begin the pairs free skate with one of the three Canadian teams, Valerie Marcoux and Craig Bunton. Team that was in 9th place after the short program.
Valerie and Craig in just their second season together. Making the move after this past season's Canadian Nationals to Montreal to train with Richard Gauthier, Sally-Anne Peltier's first coach. Successful triple Lutz twist, their first one in competition. Nice tight throw, triple loop, very fast rotation by Val.
The thinking changes now in this new order of judging. But one thing that doesn't change, the importance of these jumps.
Into sequence with combination of a double toe. Very well done.
In the old days, which weren't so long ago, if you won the free skate, quite often you won this competition if you were in the top three. It's not the case anymore. You're going for points.
Skater with the most points wins after both events. Fabulous helicopter lift, losing a little speed on the landing. Watch this next element. Death spiral, unusual entry, all of which increases difficulty and a change of position. program. Craig and Val have chosen to balance the program very well with difficult elements even in the last half. This is called a carry lift, not considered one of the required elements for the free program. Short version about what to look for. The elements in the new system are as important as ever, but what has increased in importance is how they are linked together. Interesting steps. There's that risk coming from putting the side-by-side triple toes so late in the program. Fatigue becomes a factor. Training for programs like this is the ultimate challenge. Unlike singles, however, where difficult elements put late in the program gives the competitor a bonus mark, the pairs do not yet have that opportunity. That might be one of the little tweaking things the ISU will be looking at. And an amazing throw triple Salchow coming into the final seconds of the 4.5-minute program. Constant steps.
Well skated. Finishing lift.
Makes you feel like what we saw from them last year was just a shadow of their potential. Great job.
Only the second side-by-side triple jumps, really the major glitch, but what a nice start for Marcoux and Bunton. Fourth at the Canadians last season. They'll be one of the teams fighting for the national championship, which is up for grabs in Edmonton in early January. Right now, their early season test is done. The die-hard skate fan, the skateoid in Canada, would know that Valerie, of course, used to skate with Bruno Marcotte, once went to a world championship. Sometimes you change partners, as Jamie Salé and David Pelche know that as well. They became world and Olympic champions. And it's kind of interesting to note that Valerie also had a test run with the guy who was going to skate next, Sean Wirtz. Elizabeth Putnam tried out with Craig Bunton. They decided, you know, maybe this won't work, and they ended up skating with each other's partners.
Sometimes you're just searching for the right combination. Valerie and Craig, with the exception of the fall and the side-by-side triple toes, had what I consider an amazing performance. They delivered in choreography. They had power and stamina. They were very solid in the landings of the pair maneuvers. Outstanding skate.
All right, here's our first look at the pairs free skate marks. And the good thing about the point system is you know what you need to knock off the team in front of you or to go for the goal. This team will not win the championship here tonight, but they want to climb the ladder.
The total score for
decent technical marks
is 100.54.
Look at that, 150.26 for their total, which includes points from both the short program and the free skate.
We'll watch that point total as the rest of the teams come on the ice, including the two-time world champions from China. Tight race here tonight for the pairs gold at the MasterCard Skate Canada International on TSN. They have become the darlings of pair skating in Canada. Jamie Salé and David Pelche. I did not think it was possible that they could one-up Love Story from last year. But they have. Takes your breath away, doesn't it?
I have goosebumps.
Jamie Salé and David Pelche 3 years ago on this ice surface right here at the Hershey Center at Skate Canada. They went undefeated that year, straight through to the World Championships in Vancouver, and they followed that up the next season, of course, with that controversial but well-deserved gold medal win at the Salt Lake City Olympics. An amazing story, Salé and Pelche, as they were put together in the latter stages of their careers, and they clicked almost immediately. They had amazing on-ice chemistry. which is what some people are saying right now about one of Canada's newest pairs teams, Elizabeth Putnam and Sean Wirtz. This is them last night. They're here competing in their very first Grand Prix final. It's only their fourth competition together, folks. Putnam and Wirtz.
Sean is one of the most confident people that I know. He's really laid back and really funny. He has a really great sense of humor.
Liz, she loves to talk. She talks a lot. Great person. She's got a big heart. She's a sensitive person. Really smart girl.
Sean is Mr. Casual. Nothing affects Sean. The world could pass Sean by, and Sean's a cool dude. Liz is completely the opposite. Very neat, very tidy, very organized.
Despite two vastly different personalities, Liz and Sean have found a magical chemistry on the ice.
Well, both Liz and I were searching for pair partners. She came to the cricket club for a tryout. Connection right away. I knew just from stroking with her. We did no elements, nothing else. I just knew that definitely was going to work. You know, when you first meet somebody, you how you're supposed to trust them right away when you're starting to skate, but that's one thing that really just was there right away.
The moment we stepped on the ice together, it felt something special for sure. And just from day one, there was something very special between us.
Liz is a very beautiful, classical skater. Beautiful edge quality, beautiful turnout, lovely posture on the ice. Sean was more of a freewheeling sort of performer, as we say, a little rough on the edges. Now, when I saw the two come together and skate, I thought, well, if we could bring the two strengths of both of the skaters together, we could have something quite wonderful here.
And these two could be stars.
They were made for each other.
We were fifth after the short, and we had nothing to lose for the long. We skated well, gave it everything we had, and winning the bronze medal was definitely it was definitely a dream.
It just made the whole nationals an extra special experience.
Those are probably the best wins. That'll probably be I would say, one of the success stories that they will remember probably for the rest of their lives, because it came out of left field for the two of them. I would think that the sky is the limit for Sean and Liz.
Our next competitor
Here they
is
are, the new
representing
partnership.
Canada, Elizabeth
Putnam and Wirtz, not a lot of international experience. They did compete at the Four Continents Championship, third at the Nationals. They are currently sixth after the short program, and happy birthday, Sean Wirtz, a Halloween boy. 24 years old today. Elizabeth Putnam is 18. The score to beat right now, 155.84. Obertas and Slavnov of Russia, the current leaders.
You're right, Rod. They don't have much experience together internationally, but they've already got a little system. Before they start, Sean squeezes Liz's hands. Beginning with a triple twist. Very low, scrambled on the landing.
Big jumps here.
Triple sow, beautifully in sync. Combined with double flips, poorly landed by Liz. At a high flying throw triple loop. Beautiful transition. One of the program components. at last year's Canadians was their line. Beautiful extension, elegant, balletic. Skating to variations on a theme of Paganini, classical music. A beautiful reflection of this very classical style. Coming into the last half minute, this early in the season is often where competitors face their biggest challenge.
Hanging on.
Throw triple Salchow. Sometimes you have to tell yourself to breathe. The legs start to get numb, gasping for breath. Makes all the elements more difficult.
Well, they are a good-looking pairs team. Future looks very bright.
Their most favorite death spiral, the back outside.
Crowd's on its feet here at the Hershey Center for Putnam and Wirtz. Marks in a moment on TSN. Young team, Putnam and Wirtz, only their second season together. That's Paul Wirtz, their coach. On the left side of your screen, that's Christy Wirtz, the wife of Chris. They were Canadian champions. This is what these two aspire to be, Canadian champions.
Well, it's a great start. The throw triple loop from the beginning. Liz got a bit of a tilt on the air, but that exquisite position, her ability to balance, pulled her back onto the landing. The lift, a difficult entry in the back hand-to-hand loop. Bit of a smudgy bit of footwork for Sean, losing some speed in the spin as he scraped through some of the turns. What I'd like to see for this team, they're almost there. Now if they can marry the elements to the music in a better way so that it's hitting the crescendos, it will have a lot more impact, believe it or not.
Yeah, a couple of misses there, but boy, they are so close, this team. And right now, this team moves into first place, Putnam and Wirtz. We still have one Canadian team to come, Langlois and Arquetto. And then, of course, the top two teams in the world, Russia and China. You're going to hear a lot more about Putnam and Wirtz. It's a work in progress, and so far, the work has been very, very good. Happy birthday, Sean Wirtz. Not too far from the CN Tower, downtown Toronto. We are in Mississauga, and we'll be back to the MasterCard Skate Canada International. Tomorrow and Sunday here at the MasterCard Skate Canada International. Here it is, the final flight. Annabelle Langlois and Patrice Arquetto. Their goals this season to win the national championship in Edmonton in January, to climb the world ladder. They were 5th at the World Championships in Washington. Right now, Liz Putnam and Sean Wirtz guaranteed at least 5th. Wouldn't that be something for them in their first ever Skate Canada? 4 teams to come here. Can Langlois and Arquetto make it to the podium? Maybe even get better than 3rd. This is where they stand, 3rd after the short program.
But skating first out of the warm-up, they have had 6 minutes to get a feel for the ice, to test their legs. And believe me, as these final 4 teams were doing the warm-up, there was a lot of psyching going on out there. Part of the game. A few falls. Everyone taking their time. The most nervous moment for any competitor. First element, the throw triple Salchow. It's where we get a reading for the entire program. Slight tilt in the air. But then tremendous composure, stepping quickly into side-by-side double axels. They have planned triple toe loops.
Problems there. First Annabelle, and then Patrice.
The judges will consider what I'm calling the lowest common denominator, the skater who made the biggest fault. That will be the base value of the element. Change in pace with the beautiful music from Spartacus gives Annabelle and Pat a moment to compose themselves, setting into the back hand-to-hand loop. Many changes, beautiful speed throughout. Believe me, that short break element-wise in the slow piece is the only moment in this program where there is a chance to catch their breath. Innovative transitions, also important.
They've got a minute left, and they're going to have to go some now to stay in third place.
Loss of unison in the spins. Same problem here in the free skate as in the short program. Often mistakes can be more tiring than doing it perfectly. So all of the elements become sloppier. Takes more effort to keep them clean and strong.
Boy, they've really had to fight through this.
You can see their shoulders coming up a little higher, skating with the hips out behind. Two factors which make it very difficult to complete the element strongly.
It's a nice program. It's got some really powerful moments. They just could not skate it here tonight. Jumps were off, throws were off. They were off.
They were off in warm-up too. Sometimes you carry that forward. If you haven't got a break before you skate, you often feel that same kind of scary lacking in confidence.
World champions coming up here from Mississauga on TSN. Stay with us. Well, not the free skate that these two would have liked here at Skate Canada. They had such a great start to the season last year. Not here tonight.
It began with the first element. The throw triple Salchow seemed to go up beautifully, but then Annabelle seemed to lose the strength in her back, bobbled forward, touching down with her hand. More problems in the side-by-side jumps. Annabelle's takeoff, she missed her toe pick, only doubled, and that poorly. So where you originally had a base value for the combination of a 4.5 and a plus a 1.3 for the double toe loop, suddenly they're losing everything.
They need 96.34 to take the lead. They get it. They are in the lead, but should be no problem for the three teams to come. Zagorska and Shudek did begin the night in 4th place, so that will determine likely where Langlois and Arquetto will finish, the final team of the night. The battle for gold, likely, again we say likely because it's all different now, it's a point total system, will come with the next two teams. So Langlois and Arquetto currently lead. Putnam and Wirtz are second. And 3 teams to skate.
Our next competitors represent China, Shui Shen and Hongbo Zhao.
Now, normally early in the season you might say it's a gimme for the world champions 2 times. But not too often do you have to skate against the number 2 ranked team in the world who are right behind them. It makes it interesting when it's a point total. The Russians know what they have to do to beat the Chinese team. We'll see what Shui Shen and Hongbo Zhao can do right now.
And of course, remember that all of these teams are vying to finish with the top 6 value in points out of the Grand Prix series, the top 6 teams going to the Grand Prix final. So you don't often see top 2 in the world facing each other at any of the Grand Prix events. Their first element, side-by-side jumps. Speed into them. Double axels. There are the triple toes. Putting the triple jump second, much harder. Every element from this team, even the skating in between, pushes the boards out on the ice surface. Second triple toes. Out of the death spiral immediately into the pair combination spin. The linking of the elements together under the new system, also adding to the difficulty. Weaving of steps on the straight line sequence. Showing variation in turns. All with wonderful speed and drama. But their best element, when it flies, is the triple twist. Here it is. And to me, this is what choreography is all about. That lift went up exactly with the music. The best choreography is designed because the music tells you to do it.
Oh, my.
One of those freaky little accidents. Feet tangled.
Seconds to go in the program.
Last lift, their trademark. Watch the exit.
Well, they lead by the slimmest of margins and may have created an opening for the Russian team. The marks for Shen and Zhao coming up next. Another powerful performance from the Chinese champions, two-time world champions. Was that a brain cramp, or was that just a slip up that just might have created a bit of an opening for the Russians?
It's certainly early season, and definitely the strongest part of this program was at the beginning with the side-by-side jump sequence, opening with the double axel, putting the triple toe later. But there were some problems. They were kind of bumping into each other on occasion. Choreographically, they seemed lost a couple of times. They had to work very hard for the landing of that throw triple loop. An element, by the way, which was very late in the program.
Then that little slip up on the banana peel. You don't see that too often from this team. That is a rarity.
No, it's goofy. It's just goofy. And one of those things that can knock the stuffing out of you in the middle of a program.
They only needed 100.14 to take over first place from Langlois and Arquetto. They easily get that. Their free skate 123.04. Their total is 191.80. That is the mark to beat for the Russians. Now, last week at Skate America, China won the championship. Pang and Tong over Petrova Tikhonov by 12 100ths of a point. The Chinese team led Totmianina and Marinin by 1.52. We could have another close one here tonight in Mississauga.
And remember, it doesn't necessarily, it isn't determined by who wins the free skate. Totmianina and Marinin could definitely come out and win the free skate, but if they don't get closer and surpass the Chinese team in points, China still wins.
Two-time world silver medalists trying to knock off the world champions early in the season here.
Now, what's interesting about this program, and what might also give them the edge over Shen and Zhao, is that this is last year's long program. They're more comfortable with it. Shen and Zhao's program was new. Picture perfect triple southpaws. If this team has a weakness, it's in the pair lifts. Here's the twist. Also very good. big separation on the landing of the combination. The lift here, relatively simple. Getting that throw triple Salchow, but once that one's out of the way, their hard stuff is done. Unlike both the Chinese team and Langlois and Arquetto, who balance the elements in the programs better, Topianina and Marinin get the hard stuff done first. Reverse forward inside death spiral. Their normal rotation in the other direction.
They've got a minute to go.
If you listen carefully in pairs competition, you can hear one of the partners give the calls for getting into different positions, and certainly for exits in the spin. Beautiful position in the air. I love her back. Very stretched, head extended.
Well, now this code of point system is really going to be put to the test. Number 1 and 2 in the world, element for element, presentation for presentation. Who wins? We'll find out in a moment. World silver medalists Maxime Marinin, Tatiana Topianina, trying to get that early season the momentum by knocking off the world champions. What do you think?
It was a good skate. I was not brought to the edge of my seat by it. I thought interpretation-wise it was a little flat. They got that triple twist, though, right at the beginning of the program. Very tight rotation, nice and fast. But on the toe overhead, it remains static. We get to the one-arm position, but there is very little meaty other positions or other elements within that lift to make it a higher value.
Yeah, the lifts have looked a little shaky from these two. At times, I'm not so sure on the position. I'm sure that it might even shake the nerve a little bit of the female partner. Now they need 124.57, and they've got more than that. Look at that number, 126.78. So they've beaten the Chinese team early in this season, and they stand to win the gold unless Zagorska Shudek do the remarkable. But right now it looks like it's a given. Topianina and Marinin will beat the world champions here at Skate Canada.
I think it's a case where that familiar program that has marinated for a year had the kind of comfort that the judges needed to see. Shen and Zhao bumped into each other. It was up, it was down.
Still working on it.
Didn't have any kind of consistency. But this team, the Polish team, could have an effect.
Well, certainly on the podium, maybe not on first place, They need a huge number here, but certainly could knock off Langlois and Arquetto, who did not have a good night. Right now, Langlois and Arquetto are third. Putnam and Wirtz are fourth. Shen and Zhao are second. And the Polish team, now training in Montreal, Dorota Zagorska and Mariusz Shudek, will decide the final standing.
They've made huge improvement in both their side-by-side jumps and in their throws. And in their chemistry on the ice, they've always been known for their lifts. But they've never really had a style that was all their own. Richard Gauthier has been working on that. Extra hard doing footwork into the element, much like the single skaters.
To win here, this team would have to go absolutely perfect and have the skate really of their career. The number put up by the Russians is going to be very tough to match.
Change in pivot position in the death spiral. Lots of innovation here. Doubt on the side-by-side jumps, reduce them from triples to doubles. Wonderfully tied to the music. Mariusz using one foot on the exit. Three elements back to back there. Confident and clean in the lift. With this program, Dorota and Mariusz have shown us, I think, that they are capable of tremendous choreography. They are not just lifters. This is a vehicle well worth examining further, spending time on, making the improvements.
should be a vehicle for sure that gets them to the podium here tonight.
I think that's for certain.
Zagorska Shudek, final team of the night. Unlikely to catch the Russians or the Chinese, but certainly a shot at the bronze. It was a pretty good skate. You'd have to think the third best skate of the night and likely the third best team. Again, they need a huge number, 132.49 for gold, but only 107.37 for bronze.
Watch this step into the triple twist. Original, adds to the difficulty of the lift. Most skaters just blast with backward cross cuts to try to get the lift high and fast. For Dorota and Mariusz, their lifting ability is so superior. They could do it with the footwork. Here a touchdown on the throw triple Salchow, and they had other small problems too. They generally bailed on the side-by-side triples, reducing the difficulty to a double. That will be costly.
Probably should be third place marks here. We'll see. Zagorska Shudek again only need 107.37 for the bronze.
There we go.
And they get 110.21, so a total of 171.75. And the world bronze medalists from a few years ago, our bronze medalists at Skate Canada, they beat the Canadian pair of Langlois and Arquetto by almost 3 full points. Langlois and Arquetto not having a good night here, could not hang on to third. Putnam and Wirtz, a surprise, actually very good night for them. They finished fifth. The big surprise here, the world champions defeated, and rather handily too, if you look at the point total, by Topmianina and Marinin.
A big step for the Russian team. Clever bit of strategy too, using the old program.
Shannon Zhao clearly not quite in the form they were when we saw them in Washington. Topmianina and Marinin, though, went undefeated last year, even beat Shannon Zhao at the Grand Prix final, and then they could not take it any higher at the World. So Langlois and Arquetto fourth, Putnam and Wirtz fifth. Some of the other teams skated earlier tonight, and Marcoux and Bunton in seventh place. So let's join Dave Randorf backstage. Dave?
With Annabelle Langlois and Patrice Arquetto, Annabelle, I'll start with you because, you know, it was written on your face when I saw you come back here tonight. You weren't happy.
No, I mean, we came here to deliver. We were trained to deliver, and unfortunately, we didn't, and it was all because of me. I could not get my legs under me tonight. I wasn't nervous. It wasn't about nerves. I felt really good. You know, even in the warm-up, I felt like my knees were almost overextended. They were so tight, and so the whole warm-up, that was my main concern. I didn't really care about the elements because I know we can do them. I was just trying to loosen my legs up, and that's why we took so long too when they called up their names. I was just trying to get my legs, you know, relaxed, and I just couldn't.
So now you look forward to La Ligue, correct, Patrice?
Yes, actually, we're looking forward to La Ligue because I know we can do 100% more better than that. This was just a little glitch. I don't think it's going to affect our season. It's just one program. I think it happens to me at Canadian, and we came back, so it's not a big problem. It's disappointing because I felt good before going into the long, but you need two to do it, and we weren't at two today. So.
Well said. Thank you for this, and good luck in Paris.
Thank you very much.
The glitch that stole Halloween for Langlois and Arquetto. They finished fourth, but the Russians win MasterCard Skate Canada International. Going back to last year's performance like an old sweater. It fits. We'll be back. So night two, day two, complete at the MasterCard Skate Canada International. Russian dance team leading the way. Sasha Cohen leading the way in the women's ranks for the free skate tomorrow. But let's talk about the first medals. They're soon going to hand out the gold to this Russian team, Topmianina and Marinin. And obviously, we see what's set down for the rest of the season. These two teams going at it.
Oh, and it's going to be a bad or a great fight. I guess it depends on your attitude. Certainly the right team won here tonight. Tuomianina and Marinin were generally very solid. They were comfortable to watch. Now, I think what's happening as we look at this new system and start to get more familiar with it, it looks like the technical scores are really working out. I still have some issues with how this choreography and the second set of marks is being determined, but I think with time and experience, judges are going to get a little more daring with that too.
Would like to also see them reverse the order someday down
Yeah.
the road. That would be certainly add a dramatic element. Bad night for Langlois and Arquetto. A good night for another Canadian team. Standing by with Dave Randorf.
With Elizabeth Putnam and Sean Wirtz. You wanted me to start with the birthday boy, so okay, I will. Great result for you guys this week here on home ice. How does it feel?
It feels great. Anytime you can be in front of a Canadian crowd. It was amazing out there. The fans were just, you know, 2 standing ovations. You can't really ask for much more than that. And on my birthday, you know, it's a good birthday present.
Absolutely. And now I imagine, I know you've got an event in Germany coming up, but now you start getting excited about Edmonton and Canadians.
Yeah, that's going to be a really exciting event for us. So we're building really well. We've gained a lot of confidence and a lot of experience here at these competitions, so we're really looking forward to that.
Well, congratulations here, and we'll see you at Nationals.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, Nationals, that's not a sure thing for Langlois and Arquetto. Again, this is going to be quite a battle in Edmonton for the top pairs team in Canada.
Dogfight at home, but with these two, Putnam and Wirtz, there's a kind of warmth and naivety to them that's absolutely charming. Everybody's got something special to show.
And I guess, again, just a final word on the judging system, because it is kind of confounding after a while, after a couple of days. But as you start to get used to this system, you really like the points, the way they're working out. And for the most part, you cannot deny the results. Everybody has been placed particularly well.
I think it's very true. We're seeing good skating being rewarded. We're seeing bad skating being deducted. And for the credibility issue, man, that's what skating needs, eh?
Yeah, I know the trick-or-treaters are going to bed, but I left it. Look at that, the Dave Randorf costume. There it is.
Can I get
Isn't
you
that
juice?
nice? Here, yeah, go ahead. Whatever you like.
Oh, it's the Twizzlers for me.
I hope you had a happy Halloween, everybody. Dave, take us home.
Thank you very much. All right, we'll be back tomorrow, November 1st, for a big night of skating here at Skate Canada. And note, we are on CTV tomorrow beginning at 7 p.m. Check your local listings. It's 7 p.m. in most markets and most places across the country. The men's free skate final will be up as Emmanuel Sandou will try to hang on to his podium position, and of course the ladies as well. A great show on the pairs free skate tonight in Mississauga. And a great performance by Putnam and Wirtz. And the Chinese team taking silver here at Skate Canada. On behalf of Rod and Tracy and Debbie and our entire crew here, thanks for watching tonight. You are watching TSN, Canada's sports leader.